We're back at the Sunbelt Ag Expo. I'm here with John Crouch of Newton Crouch Company. John, appreciate your time today. So your grandfather started this company when?
January 1940.
Ooh, so it's been around quite a while.
Yeah.
Great heritage in the ag industry.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your company, what y'all specialize in, who you work
So
with.
we specialize in liquid and dry handling equipment, fertilizer spreaders and sprayers, nitrogen applicators and tanks, precision agriculture, and that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so anything liquid or dry,
Yeah.
you guys can handle it.
Yeah.
So a lot of our viewers are in the poultry industry. So you got two distinct products for that. One to spread out PLT or litter amendments or alum.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that device.
Yep, so that's a pretty specialized piece of equipment. It has scales, tire wash. You got to be concerned about cross-contamination going between different farms and houses. These applicators are normally contracted out, so that's a big concern. So it's just a really specialized piece of equipment. It's self-contained. They can pull it with a pickup truck, move quickly up and down the road, and hit these different farms.
Gotcha. So that is for typically the contractor, subcontractor that's going to go from house to house to house.
Yeah.
So
And they also work good for personal use too, if you have enough houses to justify it.
yeah, if you're a mega farm, so to speak. Gotcha. Then the other one you said is acid spreader, drop spreader. Tell us about that.
Boric acid. It drops it in a band right behind the spreader in the house, and it drops boric acid to help control the beetles.
Gotcha. So good for darkling beetle control. And you were telling me that it's pellets. You drop it, and then the birds will help migrate around by sticking on their feet.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Safe for their feet, no burn.
Yeah.
Interesting take on darkling beetle control.
Yeah.
Good deal. Thank you. So we were talking earlier about the rising cost of fertilizer, how fertilizer prices, they've just impacted us all from the supermarket to anything else. Your business, it's definitely impacted. Tell us what has changed.
Sure. So the great answer to that is precision agriculture and using electronics and GPS to control and only put out the exact amount of fertilizer that the soil requires instead of putting out a blanket rate.
Gotcha. So tell me about if I'm driving in a field and I've got urea on there and I've already been over that field, you were telling me that it would stop it.
Yeah, so they take somebody else comes out and takes a soil sample, they do a chemical analysis and determine what that soil needs, and as you blend your fertilizer, you know what's nutrient value is in it, and as you drive through the field, it speeds up, slows down, or completely stops the conveyor chain to give it the required amount.
So the conveyor chain in the spreader unit is controlled by the computer?
Yes, sir, yep.
Wow. So y'all sell the whole entire, not just the spreader, you sell the computerized parts?
We can retrofit it on pretty much any machine, really.
Great. So if I have an older spreader unit, you can retrofit it for precision ag.
Yes, sir.
What do you guess is the payback period on something like that?
It really depends on how many acres you're covering and everything, but if you've got at least 1,000 acres for a row crop guy, it's smart money.
Smart money going in. You'll save it, especially with the rising prices today. Very cool. So are you the programmer? You gonna program all the coding for us?
I know enough to be dangerous. I'm not a computer programmer by any means. But.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time today.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much. We're with John Crouch of the Newton Crouch Company. We will put the link to contact, reach out to them below. Again, Mike from Southland Organics, 800-608-3755. Have a great day. All right, we're here with Guy at the Sunbelt Expo. Guy's from Buffalo Blowers. And why is it called Buffalo Blowers? Where are you from?
We're based in Buffalo.
Coincidence.
Indeed.
So tell me about this unit. This is a 3-point hitch
This
file.
is, yep. So this is a PTO unit. We see this in a lot of applications. We're here this week doing poultry barns. Clearing out dust and debris off your walls and ceilings, feeders, out of the poultry barns. This PTO is great. We also have a hydraulic that we'll get to here in a minute.
Perfect. So cleaning out dust, debris, fans around the roof, the rafters, the whole thing. This is powerful enough to make sure that all the dust and debris is clean.
For sure. With the PTO model, we generally put a rectangular nozzle on the end.
Okay.
This just helps focus the air to get into the peaks and make sure they're cleaned out as well.
Okay, very well. So is this on the PTO model, does it rotate?
Indeed. This will go 360 degrees in either direction. Runs off a 12-volt electric motor.
Okay. So you're driving, you're looking back, you've got it thumb controlled.
Correct. A little joystick on there. It'll get it all the way around.
Very good. What size tractor is needed to power this?
This is the great thing about our machines. It only needs a 20 horsepower at the PTO.
Really?
So very low power for incredible power and speed out of the blower.
Okay. And do you measure these by CFMs out of the end of the blower?
Generally, we expect somewhere around 12,000 CFM out of this blower.
So we're getting a lot of air movement. Okay. Like ideally, 3-point hitch models are great.
Correct.
Most people have a tractor. A lot of people have skid steers, like you said. We'll get to that in a second. What other uses around the farm, specifically with the 3-point hitch model, do you see people using these for?
So we have this a lot in agriculture, especially this time of year. Combines get filthy and you're cleaning them every day. So we go out with this machine. In 15 minutes, you can go around your combine and have it cleaned right out.
Wow.
Indeed.
Awesome. So another thing about, poultry farms are extremely dusty. They get dust, debris, stuff everywhere. You'll have darkling beetles running all over the pad. It's easy just to walk by and clean the entire concrete pad in front.
It'll clean it right out in a heartbeat.
Very, very, very nice. Okay. Okay, so now this is the hydraulic skid steer version. Comes on quick connect. Correct. Tell us about this one.
So this is great. So it comes with everything you've got, just like the PTO. Doesn't take any accessories. It has the universal skid plate for quick mounting on just about every skid steer. With the hoses, they're 1-inch standard, quick connects, easy on, easy off. All told, it took me about 5 minutes to put this machine together.
Wow, awesome. So standard flow, don't need a lot of, what is your hydraulic recommendation?
So we only need 16 gallons a minute to operate this machine. So it's very low flow. It doesn't need high flow at all.
So you could almost operate it off of a mini skid steer, ditch witch, Vermeer.
Correct, yep. Anything that's got 16 gallons a minute will operate this blower at full speed.
At full speed, okay. What if you're underpowered?
So you're gonna see a decrease in power. So if you end up and you're in the 13 to 14 gallon a minute, you're gonna get about 80% of what this blower can do.
Okay, still very effective.
Correct.
Okay,
just
perfect.
not quite as efficient.
Yes, and so this is the remote. This joystick sticks in the cab.
Correct. Nice magnetic base, you stick it to the side. We do have customers as well that direct it to put it right into the controls on the joysticks in the cab.
Okay, so this is an auxiliary, but you could...
Right, the 7 or 14 pin it can go into as well.
Okay, perfect, awesome. So one thing, we were talking about, this is ideal for poultry houses, and I like this unit, especially if you're in a cab skid steer. You can see up and back, you're not turning around. One question that we see a lot about your units is the insulation. What are the concerns about blowing insulation?
This one's great. So if you are too close to your ceilings and you've got this raised way up, it can affect your insulation. However, running this 10 feet from the ceiling is ideal, and it won't move that insulation around enough to affect it.
Perfect. So yes, in front of you, everything's out in front. You can see the insulation and adjust.
Correct.
Gotcha. How many people do you have cleaning parking lots with these things?
So many, so many. Asphalt is a huge base for us. We actually have a new machine debuting today at another show that's gonna go into that as well. This is gigantic. So millings and pavement holes, potholes. Yeah, it's a big deal for us in pavement.
Good deal. So if you've got a skid steer, you can be chicken farmer by day, parking lot cleaner by night. I'm Mike Usser from Southland Organics. We're here with Buffalo Turbines. If you got any questions, we'll put the link to their website below. Reach out to me, Mike at southlandorganics.com. You can always call 800-608-3755. Thank you.